Yeah, I don't know if that one's gonna stick, but I just kind of I want to try some new ones out, you know?
Yeah. Well, did you pick that one because we kind of like, kind of songs about music on our show?
I mean, it's got to be a song about music.
Because our show's about music.
Kind of like rock and roll survivors.
Yeah.
I object.
We are two of the rock and roll survivors. You and I, James.
Well, we've got a third one here right now.
That's right.
I don't know if rock and roll is how I would describe anything I do.
Listen, I want
this record it is.
Yeah, absolutely. There's drums. There's electric guitar.
I'd like to introduce an esteemed guest. Johnny could do the honors, but I'm going to do it. We're joined today with Sarah Jane Scouten, who is recording a record in Johnny's compound. Yeah. Now, we'll probably get into this a little bit more about, your kind of, I'd love to talk to you about your music and kind of your journey, because I feel like we kind of started it to some degree at the same time together. Mm-hmm. Going back nearly 20 years.
20 years?
Well, it's like at least...
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, no, it was definitely around that time.
We used to play, me and Sarah used to play together at an open mic night in Vancouver, literally at a place called Café Montmartre, which is not there anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I first met you. And then we subsequently lived opposite each other on 12th Avenue.
Oh, right. You lived right across the street.
Yeah.
Is your house still standing? Because I think that my old house might still be standing.
I think my roommate at the time, Jeremy Schmidt of Black Mountain fame, still lives in it.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So
he still lives in that house?
I couldn't say for sure, but I would assume that he hasn't moved.
I used to get, it was kind of like Christmas every year. I used to look forward to it. I'd get an email from
Josh.
him. From Jeremy saying, looking for a new roommate.
Oh yeah, for
like
sure.
He had like such a revolving door of people who would live in that house that every year it'd be like, so and so's moving out. Like, if you know anyone who needs a place to live in, and maybe fortunately for me,
you never had the pleasure.
I never was in a dire enough situation to have to drop everything and move into kind of like a musician dude flop house.
I will tell you that. Sorry, please, Sarah.
Well, I was just gonna say what is I never went to your house.
No, and I never went to yours. But you lived with Bronson for a minute, maybe.
Oh yeah, God, he was one of the nicest of my roommates. He is such a little honey.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him in ages.
Was he one of the survivors?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's pretty resilient. I'd say he'd have to be to live with us, I suppose. So we lived in this really cute character home that really should be protected, and I lived on the top. And
I remember your window.
Yeah, well, I have these two kind of like semicircular windows.
Not in a creepy way. I just remember
but nobody could see it
through your
because I lived
window
in
at night. Sometimes I would walk by.
You couldn't. You would have to be on stilts, multiple, like
looking
double
up
stilts.
at your window, wondering,
or maybe have a pair of binoculars.
Or
looking up at your window, thinking maybe she'll invite me up.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it was this beautiful character home, like Vancouver character home, but it's made of wood, and it was probably built around 1900. And there was my main floor. There was a guy, a lovely guy, who's going to remain a nameless, and you're going to find out why. Is because living in Vancouver, you're always worried about earthquakes, right? And every once in a while,
the big one.
Yeah, the big one. You really thought. I mean, I grew up on Bowen Island. I thought for sure that this is how it was going to go out. Mm-hmm. It's like it was going to be an earthquake or it was going to be a volcano.
I still do.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
seen where I live.
Yeah, or a tsunami where you are.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I lived in the top floor, so attic, 3 floors up. Nope, that's not his name. Lived on the main floor, and then it took me a while to figure out that like we weren't having these little mini tremors. They weren't earthquakes. It was just him shagging his girlfriend. And it shook the whole freaking house.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. Yeah.
The girl who lives above me, she can probably hear me. She's fucking a lot,
No. Upstairs from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like sometimes my partner will be here and it's kind of like, nice. You're kind of like, should we be?
That'd be cool. Should we be doing that kind of thing?
Should we be doing? Because that
just kidding.
Sounds
just
crazy.
Should we do that this month?
Yeah,
that's funny. Good one.
Yeah. So I want to get back a little bit here because to circle back to living in that house with Jeremy, because I lived there for about 3.5 years, nearly 4 years. Kind of the first place I called real home in Vancouver. And it was awesome because he's probably, 10 years older, synth nerd, music aficionado, extremely eccentric, extremely erudite guy. And he was that was like the halcyon days of Black Mountain. So he was always on tour. And the prerequisite for me moving in was he was like, I kind of need someone who doesn't have anything. And I was his first roommate because him and his partner at the time, this is a long time ago, had just separated. So I moved in and it was like a dream because he'd go on tour and I'd have this like manicured 70s style apartment with all the records in the world, like avid record collector. And I would just sit. It was like I hadn't relaxed for a couple of years and I would just sit in that front room, listen to the Kinks. Yeah. And on his beautiful quartz lock turntable, and watch John Hughes movies. And I remember when I moved out, I'd lived there for so long. When I moved out, it like one of the harder conversations I've ever had with anyone, because I felt like we were so close, and we really were kind of
locked in as
very much so. Yeah,
gotta lock in.
Mm-hmm. We're kind of locked in. So yeah, that was on 12th Avenue.
Yeah,
and you then were playing. I would say, because it was an open mic night, you were playing then, I think you knew Malcolm, right? So that's how you kind of ended up there.
Malcolm, so at Cafe Montmartre, I decided to start this thing. And
you started it?
I started. Well, no, I didn't start the open mic. It was actually more of like a closed mic. I'm sure you started the open mic. No. Come on, I'm not going to steal your thunder here.
Malcolm did really.
Okay, Malcolm.
It was his passion.
Yeah, he's amazing, right?
Yeah.
And but backtracking, thank you, Malcolm. Thank you, James. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for showing 100%. Me everything. Blah, blah, blah.
Unceded territory, you got to do them all.
Freaking Main Street, the traditional territory of James. And anyway, we're going to hell. So I just started to start this thing called Blackstrap Sadie's Old Time Jamboree.
Yep. Yeah, you did.
And it was a monthly thing, and I would just invite people who I was like inspired by, and little did I know it was pretty successful. People were spilling out into the streets.
Out. Well, it was kind of like being in Montmartre in the 20s, really.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Just like, it was
very
just
similar.
Like that. Yeah.
You think that kind of thing happens in Vancouver now with that type of music? Probably not, right?
Yeah, I think that not
folk.
Quite.
Is folk still in?
I think folk was never in, but now I would say that now it's kind of been supplanted. There's definitely like a country adjacent world where people kind of dress up, they put the mood rings on, the hats, and they kind of,
and they two-step and they line dance.
They do all those things that, that are kind of almost feel a little bit like white supremacy to me, but I think that for them
it's just been fortunately just co-opted by queer culture.
Oh no, that's fine.
It is.
That's cool.
I think it has that because Matt Kelly was out here playing some pedal steel, and
major player.
Insane.
You hire 3 musicians, or you hire Matt Kelly.
Yeah,
that's how.
I heard that's on his business card.
he can though. It's like it is. He's like the session musician you want. Like he can do it all, and he does it all in one take, kind of thing.
I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say one word to you. One name.
Yeah.
Pink. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You think that she is going to settle for anything less?
No, it's insane. Also, he just was hanging out in the Sydney Opera House. He saw Gillian Welch and Dave Rollins play, and then I don't know. He posted a photo, and then Gillian Welch is just like commenting on his Instagram, being like, "Really great to hang out with you last night." I'm melting. Like, how did degree of separation?
That's a lot.
But he has started a night in Toronto. He was telling me
night,
that's kind of a country night, small place, 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very similar energy, and he says it's packed to the gills.
Oh yeah, it's so fun.
every
Witnessed
week.
It.
Yeah, and